take you to Savannah, Georgia, and these ingredients are blended into an amazing piece of confection, which happens to be called a Savannah's Candy Kitchen Turtle Gopher. So Savannah's Candy Kitchen happens to be an iconic candy shop in Savannah, Georgia. And if you go there, you'll see it on River Street. And what you're looking at now is one of their best-selling items ever, which is a gopher turtle, starting with these amazing Georgia pecans, and then inside a family recipe of that caramel, and then this beautiful, I mean, I don't even know if the plaque of extraordinary gourmet chocolate on the top. So you don't even have to choose your flavor. You're gonna get all three of the best flavors. Let me share with you what you're gonna receive. And it comes in this beautiful box. So it is a third generation, family owned candy emporium where Stan the Candy Man learned from his mother how to create delicacies by hand measuring. So you'll receive 12 of the milk chocolate, and we wanted to show you the top and then the bottom, or whichever way you like to see it, but there we wanted to let you know the plaque of that beautiful milk chocolate. 6 of the white chocolate, again, with all this deliciousness on the other underside, and then 6 of the dark chocolate sea salt. Look how beautiful this is. Now, this is a hot pick on the day, so there are a couple things you need to know. First of all, November 2nd ship week sold out the last time we presented this, and we only now have November 9th and November 30th. The new flavor this season is the dark chocolate sea salt, and you have no choice. You're actually getting all of these in this box, individually wrapped, so completely shareable. When you've got folks coming home in the socially distanced way, you can put these out on a beautiful tray, and everybody gets to pick their flavor, and they get to know that it is individually wrapped. The item number is M68013, and Rhett Strickland, whose dad is Stan the Candy Man, is on the phone with me. So nice to see you, Rhett.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm glad to be here.
We're thrilled that you're here again. You know what, we talked a little bit about Savannah's Candy Kitchen, but tell us more, because your dad is Stan the Candy Man, right?
You got it. He's the man. He's the infamous one down in Savannah. Most people see him on the back of the tour buses or walking down the street, but he's always got to stop and tell you to go get a free sample of pralines or Gophers in our store. You know, we've been doing this for over 47 years now, and that item that you have with us is one of our most staple items. You'll see our storefront right there, which is where we got our start over 47 years ago. I remember when I was a kid and we were selling candy out of that place, and I would be under the tables while we finished up last-minute packages to get out for Christmas. You'll see those pecans being dispensed out, and then that caramel on top, and that's our famous patented caramel recipe. It's called stand-up caramel. It doesn't stick to your teeth or anything. So as soon as you go from there, every one of them gets hand dipped in chocolate. We have all of our chocolatiers going every day on very small batches, so nothing's mass produced, and we try to get it all out as fresh as possible to your front door. It all started in the retail, but we have loved being able to get our sweets to you for the holiday season through all this QVC and mail order. We're very happy to be with you this holiday season.
You know what, and what I also love, Rhett, is that what we're seeing in that video is how many steps in getting this candy to you are actually done by hand. I mean, you saw that little ice cream scoop that was smearing out that sphere, that disc of chocolate on the top.
That perfect whiptail on top. Every one of them has it. You know, it's very trademark. It really brings that candy from being a typical caramel off the shelf in a supermarket to a real gourmet confection item brought to your front doorstep for this holiday season. That caramel is not a typical caramel that you're used to trying. That is a soft, gooey, and melting caramel. You know, there's 3 layers right there. We got our Georgia pecans on the bottom, that homemade caramel, and then that beautiful decadent chocolate on top.
Dude,
I know there's tons of milk chocolate out there, but I love the dark chocolate with sea salt. That really adds that 4th level of flavor to it. And that bitterness of the dark chocolate and then that salt packs a little punch. They mix beautifully.
Yeah, I wanted to just come on in a little bit closer when you're talking about that dark chocolate with sea salt, because it's almost like Jane described this as an open-faced sandwich.
Yeah.
So you've got that beautiful Georgia pecans on the back, that layer, that very generous layer of caramel, and then this huge, disc plaque, if you will, of this dark chocolate, those crystals of that sea salt. And how is your dark chocolate different? Like, to describe for me each one of the chocolates on top.
Dark chocolate's always got a special place to people. Some are very, very, if they love dark chocolate, that's the only kind of chocolate they'll eat. And dark chocolate is just more rich and a more pure form of chocolate. It's 100% real, and it just has a little bit more of a bite. It's more of that original dark chocolate taste that you're used to having. And when it just mixes with that salt, oh, it's just heaven. It's like having a salted caramel. Most people had something like that for Valentine's Day. But when you mix it with our caramel recipe, you really got something special.
And let me remind you, as Rhett is walking us through these, you actually receive all these. So you'll get all three flavors of the chocolate, and we'll finish going through theirs. But, the milk chocolate, 12 of those, 6 then of the white, 6 of the dark chocolate sea salt, all for that 3 easy payments of $15.89. If you want to bump up the payments, just shop with your Q card. You can bump them up to 5 easy payments. This is the most perfect bill to ship to. We've got ship dates of November 9th and November 30th. Rhett, would you kindly share with us a little bit about your white chocolate?
Absolutely. White chocolate to me is always like cherry on the cake. It just really adds that level of color. So if you're putting it out on the table for an assortment, for a gathering, you got several people coming out, you may be pulling off a couple pieces to put on something else as an accent, or you're just having them out there for everybody to grab. But that beautiful white chocolate just really adds the depth to the selection. So you have all three. Everybody's got something there for them.
And
some people like milk chocolate and some people like dark, but you always have that one out of the group that's just like, oh, white chocolate's my favorite. I got to get that right now.
What you'll notice immediately when you take them out of the package is how soft they are. It's almost as if they were just made for you, because the only piece of this kind of 3-layer cake that has that crack is just the chocolate, which is because it's so thick. Check out how thick that chocolate is. That's how you have this plaque here.
That chocolate's what keeping it all together. That's right.
And the milk chocolate, tell us a little bit about your milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate is everybody's favorite. It's what most people know and what most people think of when they think of chocolate. But like all of our other chocolates, we really just pride ourselves on using real chocolate. It's what makes it so special, and again, just so homemade, and so just have that little special touch of confection making. We really try to make it just have that little extra level.
And it's just a piece of Savannah, Georgia. I mean, it's an iconic candy store. If you've gone to visit that place, you know that it's one of my places that I'm dying to visit anyway. I've just read books on and that sort of thing.
Please come on down.
But right, that there's just a beautiful kind of mystery about it and history about it as well. So here is what this looks like coming to you in this box. Jane Brown, have you ever been to Savannah, Georgia?
Not been to Savannah. I've been to Atlanta, Georgia, where everything is Peach Street. Hello, Rhett. It's nice to meet you.
Hey there.
It's good to see you again. Yeah.
We've actually got a couple stores in Atlanta, so we're not too far away if you've ever been over there. A couple in the airport and a couple around town as well.
Perfect. And our producer, Frank, is going to be heading your way. So we'll make sure you know when he's coming so that you can meet him at the store. But it really is just such a Southern classic, I think, and a destination for people. Like when you think of Georgia, when you think of, going to the South, this is one of those spots on the tourist route. Everyone should stop here. So we love that you bring such a great assortment. And I think this one is a really good variety pack for the holidays. There's a little something for everyone. The dark chocolate, my favorite. The milk is a favorite for probably most of the kids. And then you get the white chocolate. But the combination of the textures, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, that chew that you get, that sweet and savory, it is so good.
And you know what?
I love that.
Yeah, and it's a fully pleasing assortment, as Jane was just saying, Rhett, because, this isn't a choice of. Oftentimes we'll have things that are a choice of and you feel like, I don't know which way to go, or I'm going to miss out on something. There's no missing out. If you're feeling milk chocolate one day, you've got it. If you're feeling white chocolate one day, if you're feeling that dark chocolate sea salt another day, you've got it. I've got over 2,000 of these already spoken for at $15.89. Do take advantage of the Easy Pay. Take advantage of it shipping for free. Take advantage of it arriving at somebody's doorstep like this. Like, it's already wrapped for you. It's a beautiful presentation. Each one of them happens to be individually wrapped, so when they want to put it out, maybe on a tray at their home, whoever's coming in, their guests, especially in this time, we want to make sure that everybody has their treats individually wrapped, and that's exactly what Rhett and his family has done. I have an update for you. Over 2,000 of these have been spoken for. A lot of you are picking November 30th, right, as you go into the holidays, but there is also a November 9th date. So speaking to that, Rhett, what do I do when I get this home? What's the shelf life? Do I have to put it in the refrigerator? Share with us what we need to know.
Great question. I'm glad you'd asked. You know, the beautiful thing about chocolates and caramels and nuts as well is they have great shelf life. Okay. So this item is out in the open on your counter, sitting out, would be great for 3 months, 90 days. And even better on that, if you get halfway through the box and you go, you know what, so-and-so's birthday is right around the corner. If you put it in the freezer, this item will last up to a year, and it'll come out just as great as you had it when you put it in. Just make sure you let it come to room temperature before you open it, and it'll be beautiful. And, you know, we love to really let everyone know that we harp on Georgia pecans. Georgia pecans is our favorite and is the only ones we use in our business. And actually, Georgia makes up for 1/3 of the entire country's pecan growth, which is going to be upwards of 100 million pounds this year. This year, the crop is actually coming up right now. So the best part about this is all these Gophers that will be coming to y'all's doorstep are going to have the freshest pecans in the country, right to your door, fresh from the crop. And they're harvesting right now. The crop's supposed to be absolutely beautiful this year. I'm so excited about that.
Yum. And I was remiss because the reality is that these are swimming. Like, I don't even know if we can get that footage again, but they are generously covered with those Georgia pecans again on the backside. Oh, we are going to run the video. Will you remind us again how this process works? Because I think folks need to know how many elements are actually done by hand.
So the 3 decorative layers always starts at the beginning with the chopped Georgia pecans at the bottom. You're going to see them in just a second. And then as soon as that gets deposited on our pans, we flatten them out and we get our homemade stand-up caramel, that gooey caramel being deposited out. It cools down and it goes over to our next room of chocolatiers, and that's when the real beauty happens. They put that hand-dipped swirl on every single one of them. And each one of them is a little different, like a snowflake, but they're all perfect in our eyes, and they're all specially made in small batches. So you see them right there. There's 3 layers come together so beautifully, the nuts, the caramel, the chocolate of every color, I mean, every flavor that you like. And then that's when it really gets pieced together. The only one that you have up there that's any different is that dark chocolate, and it's the one that has the 4th, which I have that salt that kind of brings that bitterness all beautifully together.
Oh, well, Rhett, you, me, and Jane, we both love the dark chocolate sea salt, but hey, there's room for the white chocolate and the milk chocolate too. So come on over here. Everybody gets all of these. So just 12 of the milk, and then 6 of the white, and then 6 of the dark chocolate sea salt. Rhett, thank you so much for bringing this to us just in time for the holidays. Stay safe. I'm sure we'll see you soon.
It's always a pleasure. See y'all later.
Take care. $15.89. 2,500 of these have already been spoken for, and 68013 is your item number. Definitely place your order for that. There's no auto delivery, so pick your ship date November 9th or November 30th. So, you know, Jane and I asked to show this to you before the presentation.